Hello everyone, this is Soundarya Preeta, Deputy Chief of Bureau of the Hindu Coimbatore. Mr. Annamalai, the BJP Tamil Nadu President and also the party's candidate for the Lok Sabha elections from Coimbatore, is just back from his campaign. Let's catch up with him to get his views on some of the recent developments, some of the demands of the BJP's allies in the state and also about his plans for Coimbatore. Let's listen to him. Thank you, sir, for joining us. So, we'll start off with Katchatheevu, because you had brought that issue to limelight to highlight that in 1974 the then Tamil Nadu government headed by Mr. Karunanidhi was fully informed by the central government about the bilateral agreement between India and Sri Lanka. So, what do you think what will be the impact of this on the Lok Sabha elections?
Madam, I look at it in two ways. One, the reason we brought it out is because DMK was trying to make it a poll issue. Because the Honorable Chief Minister, Thri M.K. Stalin ji, in his last visit to Ramanathapuram district, I think just before, 15 days before the model code of conduct came, he was speaking that Katchatheevu was given and this, that and everything, we were not informed. A lot of things he was speaking. So, after that I applied for an RTA and got this document, madam. So, first is to tell the people of Tamil Nadu, look, this is what has happened. Whatever Mr. M.K. Stalin ji is saying in the stage, it is all a drama, because 50 years back they were fully informed and probably they soft pedaled the issue also then. This is issue number one, madam. And of course, I believe the fishermen brothers and sisters, especially in the coastal belt, it will resonate with them, because since the boundary got shrunk artificially 50 years back, all the problems we see is a direct manifestation of that. Now, issue number two, what is our stand? One is releasing the document is part one. Part two is what is BJP Tamil Nadu on it? And we have been very categorical over the last 2 years, very categorical in fact. You have to understand the delicate position the party is in. We have a central government in Delhi, and the BJP Tamil Nadu, a year back, we put a committee under Pon Radhakrishnan ji. We went and met all the fishermen in the coastal parts of Tamil Nadu. Then we prepared a report. We went and submitted to the External Affairs Minister, wherein we clearly mentioned the party's viewpoint that Katchatheevu has to be retrieved back. You also have to appreciate and understand, madam, I've made 3 visits to Sri Lanka in the last 1.5 years, and I had the opportunity to meet all the leaders, the Tamil leaders, including Douglas Devananda ji, who is continuously the fishing minister in different regimes. Then the regime change, the Tamil political parties, their viewpoint also. Now, we don't want to make it a friction between two countries, madam. It is not that BJP Tamil Nadu rises something. We are fully conscious of the fact we are in power, and anything we say and act, it should not be detrimental to India's foreign policy's interest also. Because you know Sri Lanka, the sensitivity of a neighbor that is very close to our border. After talking to the Tamil political leaders, we have come to an understanding. There is no way you can solve the Indian fishermen issue, specifically the Tamil fishermen issue, in the high seas, getting captured every time, getting arrested, Jaffna jail, 14 days, getting them back. And each boat, when it is impounded, 2018, the Sri Lanka got a new law where the imported boats are becoming nationalized. Now we have stopped it now. We are not making the boats to get auctioned. The new law in Sri Lanka says the imported boats will get nationalized, then will get auctioned. So, we are not allowing them to auction, because the Tamil political parties in Sri Lanka, unanimously they are supporting this. Unanimously, every single party, every single MP, they are unanimously supporting this particular act. So, it is a very complicated issue now. Now, Article 6 of Katchatheevu, when we gave Katchatheevu in 74, Article 6 gave the rights to Tamil fishermen to go put our fishing nets and come back. Or maybe stay, but not stay overnight. That is also a problem now, because Article 6 is gone now. So, our interest is not create any friction. Our interest is, in the interest of justice, if the Tamil fishermen issue should not flare up anymore. Again, when we did multiple sittings for the Tamil fishermen in Ramanathapuram, and they took us in the boat also. I had the privilege of going with the fishermen boat. They took us. They said, look, from the shore this much nautical mile, you have high rocks. You just cannot fish. Then you have a lot of controls. After that, slightly if you go more into it, after the high rocks area, that is where the fishing starts. Immediately Katchatheevu comes. Age old time they were going up to Nedundivu, which is an island after Katchatheevu. Now we have to understand their situation also. They simply don't have a fishing zone between Ramanathapuram and Katchatheevu, because there is a high rock immediately after they leave. They just don't want to fish because the boats don't want to get damaged. So after looking at all options, not to make it sensitive, not to make it an emotional issue, not to do jingoism over this, with very mild mannered way, we have been consciously talking to the central government authorities, to the ministers, to all the powers that be, that this is the only way to solve. And to do it, you have to reinstate Article 6 back, because it is a foreign secretary. It is the first one was in Parliament. Even that was just bulldozed into the Parliament. But the second one was foreign secretary removal. And that we believe is blatantly illegal. Because two foreign secretaries cannot sit and remove an Article 6 which was passed in Parliament in 1974 June. So, sorry for the long answer, madam, but just to get the context right, the first one is more to tell the people of Ramanathapuram specifically and the fishermen population of Tamil Nadu, don't believe in CM's lies, because that is what he is telling you right before the election. Second one is slightly a long-term one. And Jaishankarji is also, we appreciate his answer to a very pointed question to the press conference the day after the document got released. To a very pointed question that, will the government of India be interested to retrieve Katchatheevu back? He gave a very straight answer that all options are on the table. So we are very hopeful. And the election time, we shouldn't make any issue very sensitive per se from the government of India side. From the party side, we are very clear, madam.
That you want retrieval of Katchatheevu?
Yes.
Do you have any time frame in mind?
Madam, now, okay. As part of India's boundary settlement with various powers, especially with Bangladesh, at different points of time, it was always a give and take policy. With Bangladesh, certain enclaves were there, certain things were within us. So we did a reciprocal arrangement. Nehruji's time, recently our Modi ji government. So it was a very smooth affair, where there was a peculiar situation where you had to cross Indian territory to go to Bangladesh, or Bangladesh territory to come to an Indian territory. But Katchatheevu was a very unique thing after 1947. Nothing was given to India, only Katchatheevu was given. So everywhere else there was a balance. But Katchatheevu there is no balance. We gave, but nobody knows why we gave. There is nothing that came. You should have said the fishing rights will happen till there. The fishing rights will go up to there, up to Mannar. You can go fish and come back. 1,000 boats can go daily. And the government of Sri Lanka will renew the fishing license. Some sort of arrangement. Zero arrangement. Article 6 was there because they said that point of time no Tamil Nadu people should protest. So Article 6 was brought into balance.
So sorry to interrupt, but I think that document which the External Affairs Ministry gave for your RTI application, I think it also says that the central government had told the Chief Minister, that security concerns were there and there was a possibility of Sri Lanka, looking at China.
But I believe it's a lie, madam. It's a total lie. Because if you look at the document, two things they have said. One, Chinese thing in 1974. 1974, where was China, madam? And which was China's geopolitical and economic interest? When did China enter Sri Lanka? Late 2000. And the second one they said, I think is a blatant lie. They said, oil shores are being discovered and we don't want anybody to find out. So why nobody spoke about oil in the last 50 years, madam? It is a foreign secretary coming and saying something. And the Chief Minister not even registering and saying, you can give but over my protest.
But at that point of time, what do you think the Chief Minister could have done?
Simply said, no, I am not going to agree. Tamil Nadu will not agree.
When they cite the security issue?
Yes, of course, madam. Of course, Tamil Nadu should say, we will not agree. What, madam? 1974, let us be conscious of the fact. China, what was China's standing in the world in 1974? Even in United Nations, Taiwan was a very powerful voice in the United Nations then. Right now, if you say China, that is why I am saying more balanced now.
Okay.
So the reason the foreign secretary gave in a one-to-one, a chief minister, that to a person like Karunanidhi with such a political knowledge, can easily cross-question. And even that the chief secretary also mildly pushed it. The line can be drawn in the center of island, or line can be drawn here. I am sure you must have gone through the whole document,
yes,
madam. I find it absolutely unconvincing. A chief minister had barely surrendered. That to a stature of Karunanidhi, a person who understands politics in and out, and the response that they recorded.
But he did try, saying that it could be postponed for 2 years.
Okay, madam. Even if it is postponed after 2 years, why, madam? Because Kalingarji had an election to manage. So his whole idea was to balance that short-term assembly election, because MGRG just came in, started a new party. So the point of the matter is, his mind was to give it away. But But the question is, can we delay by 2 years because they want to pass one assembly election before they give it away. But he could have simply said that I am not going to give. Again, madam, Siddharth Shankar, Bangladesh, when the enclave was happening, he protested. He said, over my dead body. It's the same thing, West Bengal Chief Minister. He said, I am not going to do it. Even for the enclave change between two things. Same Indira Gandhi, same Congress, powerful Chief Minister, powerful Prime Minister. But he said, do it over my dead body. I am not going to give. I am just giving you two contexts to say, here Karunanidhi could have acted in a much better, more aggressive. I don't think Indira Gandhi ji would have given by antagonizing a border state like Tamil Nadu, this pre-1984, pre-lot of things that has happened. I am sure if the Honorable Chief Minister at that point of time has put his foot down and set a firm no, I am sure it would not have happened, madam.
Okay. Now, is there any time frame that you are anticipating for this?
Ma'am, since I am not part of the government and their official thinking process, as a party karyakarta, we are doing everything possible from our side, madam. We are creating an issue, we are taking it to the public, and we are making friendly approach to Sri Lankan political parties. We are trying, we do a lot of things. We also tell them, forget this, let us solve the fisherman issue. How to solve it? Can we solve it now? Because you can't have a situation, madam, where this cannot be a problem every week, madam. Every week 13 people are arrested, 15 people are arrested.
True, but Sri Lanka has said that this issue was over. Naturally,
Sri Lanka will say. Naturally, any country for which it got what it wanted in 1974, why would Sri Lanka want to? I mean, for Sri Lanka, it's everything to lose. If you look at Sri Lanka's point of view, you are shrinking their border. And you are, because Nedundivu, as we speak now, they want to put up some solar projects and all in the slightly the top islands. The Chinese wanted to come in, especially after Nedundivu, the islands after Nedundivu to the Sri Lankan border. And Sri Lanka has got everything to lose because overnight you are expanding even the territorial boundary of the country, madam. So naturally Sri Lanka will say, but the question is how to make Sri Lanka to agree, at the same time get the solution for Tamil Nadu fishermen, and for which the ruling political party of India, Tamil Nadu BJP, we have to make a firm stand. We have made our stand very firm.
So you will be pursuing this with the next government?
With our government again, Modi ji.
Okay. Sir, the next issue that I wanted to ask you about is PMK has asked for a caste census, which even Congress has said in its manifesto. What is your views on that?
Madam, our viewpoint is, okay, let us just revisit the caste census, madam. Whatever words were spoken, said in the last many years. The same Congress tall leaders, they said opening Mandal Commission report is like a can of worms. Who said it? Rajiv Gandhi ji said. So 2011, a so-called caste census was brought in along with the 2011 census. Some form of caste census was ready by 2014 January, before the election. Then they said no concurrence among our ministers, so you don't want to do it, we dropped it. Who said it? Madam Sonia Gandhi at one point of time, Mallikarjuna Kharge one point of time. Tamil Nadu, we had some sort of a caste census, Kulashekaran committee report. Again, DMK refused to give an extension. So I am saying, since Tamil Nadu, something we started. Why did Mr. M.K. Stalin not give an extension to the Kulashekaran committee when it was fully aware that something was happening? They only wanted some extra time to submit that report back. So this is the context. My answer is based on this context. Madam, of course, in our political party, in our alliance across India, people have their own viewpoint. We are not debating and discussing about it. And everybody believe what is right and they do it. Because each party, it operates in a different zone and with a different ideology. And BJP, we have to of course accommodate all the voices, all the differing ideologies also at time. So our viewpoint at this point of time, 5 elections Congress ran on caste census. They ran the caste census in Rajasthan, they lost. Madhya Pradesh, they lost. Chhattisgarh, they lost. These are the major states which ran on caste census. Now, I don't think it is a matter of 2024 Lok Sabha elections now. Because Congress ran it in 5 elections, they lost it. But the modalities, how to do it, when the next census come, already collected data, Karnataka, the similar problem, they say the report is lost. Again, they are not willing to release it. So wherever it has gone, everywhere it's a problem. Now, of course there is a pro, of course there is a con. So we believe any government services that is going to give, Modi is very clear, it has to be, the poor should get the first right. And Modi ji also in a different context, he said the minority should also have the first right. So he has made it clear at different points of time, at different circumstances. Now when you come, Bihar, is caste census an issue after the data got released in 2024? I don't think so. Because after the caste census got released, every single party is only defending, debating, discussing. No, this has got slightly higher, this has got slightly lower, no, this number is not properly represented. And one political party said, we will redo a caste census after we come back in the Bihar Legislative Assembly. So in this context, when you got so many issues to discuss, we would like to focus on, highlight all those issues. But we leave it to our party, and our party is fully capable enough because they have to take an all India perspective on all those things. So let them take a call. We are waiting for our party's call.
Okay. And the PMK's, the other demand is that, a reservation for 1 year in the MPC quota.
Madam, as an all India party, I represent, I am a Karyakarta of an all India party, and my view is very clear with respect to our all India viewpoint.
Okay.
And we are for reservations, no doubt about that. And Modi ji has supported internal reservation for Madigas also in the state of Telangana. So we are for internal reservation wherever there is a need. At the same time, we are also very conscious of the fact in a state like Tamil Nadu, in such a polarizing state, when you have 69% reservation, too many caps, and everybody demanding, giving reservation, one side is going to antagonize the other side. Everything has to be very measured, careful steps. So let us all come to a conclusion. So right now, Lok Sabha 2024, let us focus on who has to come to power, broad contours of why they have to come to power. With respect to the other issues, Tamil Nadu government formation, 69%, whether it has to go up, it has to, internal reservation has to realign, everything I don't think is a topic for today, madam.
Okay, you don't want to discuss that?
Not a topic for today. Maybe I would like to have a very honest conversation about it before 2026, before the Tamil Nadu centric elections are there, madam.
Okay. So this region, this city is not new to you. You are familiar with it. Last 10 years, how do you think this constituency has changed, both in terms of development and also in terms of its requirement?
Madam, it's since I am also campaigning, going to the rural areas, I see a bit of small strain in the community. Within community, there is a strain in the rural area. A lot of people are coming into Coimbatore. Coimbatore is a region that is attracting people coming in.
You mean even in the rural, from rural
yes, madam.
to the urban?
Yes, madam. Okay. Urban is also higher. If you go to population centers like Somanur, people might say, oh, Paladam, there is Solur. You go to Somanur, you go to Irugur. Yesterday I was in Arasur. People said, no, they are giving drinking water in 2001 census from Pillur Dam. And population has gone so much because industrial zones have come. So even for me, a Coimbatore centric approach, when I start going outside to all the smaller towns also, they are also facing problems where populations are more concentrated along the smaller towns. They are getting bigger.
Okay.
So somewhere I felt the mindset of Coimbatore's development is not based on this mindset that city is growing, even the smaller cities outside are growing. So naturally it is creating a lot of problems. Second, madam, Coimbatore is a very unique place among all cities in the world because this is a city with the highest number of organic clusters. On their own, if you go, there is a weaving. If you go somewhere, there is a power loom. It's just an organic cluster. One area is fully there. Again, you shift somewhere, there is a motor. If you go automotive ancillary, then heavy machinery, then foundry. So I don't think any city in the world, I am just being very careful with the words, any city in the world will not have this much organic clusters that is around in one city. I felt somehow development of this region, it is not in consonance with the thinking there are so many organic clusters within us, can we do something for it? For example, madam, foundry let us take. If there is a strain in foundry, every single industry in Coimbatore will suffer.
Right.
Now foundry, I was told by the foundry association when we had a long meeting with them, we manufacture about, roughly we do about 35% of India's foundry output. But since the foundries of Coimbatore, this area, doesn't have a single technical center. China has got, I was told, 60 technical centers. They say, sir, we are just not able to reach to the next level. We are just stuck. We are there, but we want to go to the next level. But because of the technical center of excellence not being there, and we are just not able to graduate to the next level, that is an issue, you have to sort it out. This is one example I am giving you, ma'am. Automobile, but there is no automobile clusters per se. You are not having an industrial zone with a special focus on automobiles, a tax incentives, you want to attract defense corridor. Modi ji can only give defense corridor. I just want madam, to do a honest assessment between the defense corridor of UP and the defense corridor of Coimbatore. We have 5 nodal points. You start from Coimbatore, go all the way to Salem, Hosur. Yeah. And we can only leave it to a state government, madam. And the state government has to do a roadshow, has to promote it, has to aggressively take ownership of it.
They have called for expression of interest for Coimbatore, Sulur and...
Correct, but they are not taking ownership of it. Oh, central government project, whatever happens, the credit will go to Modi ji. They are just not taking ownership. The Chief Minister of the state has to be fully aware the next 10 years, the biggest growth is going to be the defense sector. Biggest growth. And when you have an investors conference, I just want you to analyze whatever they have spoken. How many times they have spoken about the defense corridor that we already have? Fully there. And the CEO of this was also put 1 year later. Whereas the UP government owns it, makes it an attractive saying, we are having, please come invest, invest, invest. So these are the areas of concern for me. The positive things, madam, of course we have the largest concentration of educational clusters, colleges. But the problem, we don't have a global capability center, GCCs. GCCs have to be here so that a person studies from PFG, CIT, all the colleges, GCT, Krishna, Ram Krishna, let me take all the names, madam. Every single institution is great here. And they study here, they go outside to Bangalore. Take the case of a person like me. Come from Karur, study in Coimbatore in 2002, again go outside for a job. This is the case for 90% of students here. So this is also a peculiar case. You are not able to bring Amazons here or Flipkarts or GCCs here and create at least 80,000 employment inside the Coimbatore area per se. This is second area of concern. So Coimbatore's resources are not being fully utilized for the city's growth. The third area of concern for me, ma'am, the city I felt is automatically growing. There is a company, some CSR, they are investing, they want to put something. But I felt the Swachh Bharat ranking, where are we now, madam? We have dropped multiple hundreds. Where we were, we have just dropped multiple hundreds. Just because out of curiosity, I went through the whole report. I was trying to study why Chennai and Coimbatore dropped much. It is only in solid waste management. Yeah. Solid waste management, we are doing extremely poor. You cannot have a city where 20% of waste management is segregated, waste is segregated, and that is being taken care. Drinking water is a problem, madam. Why? Now, right now, people are doing small protest here and there. They are saying 15 days once. Why? Because we are not investing proper money. It's a state level problem into agriculture, especially into water resources, because you are not catering to a city's growing need. Why SIPCOT is more interested to go into? Why do we protest against SIPCOT when they want to come near Coimbatore, madam? We are saying SIPCOT should go to the dry areas. The moment you come to the only water available areas, you suck lakhs of gallons of water every day, and the population will suffer. Our only logic is bring industries to Coimbatore in SIPCOT, which doesn't require water. Or you go to drier areas and put SIPCOT there, because it is all connected problem, because the government doesn't have a vision what industries to bring, what to do. So this is a whole host of problems, madam. For that, I believe there is hope, because Coimbatore has to be put on the center of table in discussion. When you have so much capacity, so much capability, so much educational infra, so much knowledge base, somebody has to keep pushing Coimbatore into the center of discussion. Of course, Modi ji is religion neutral. Modi ji forum, all states are equal, all cities are equal. He is religious agnostic, regional agnostic. Regional agnostic. You cannot have Modi ji to say, Modi ji, can you give everything to Tamil Nadu? Naturally, he will not do. He will make sure that which state is better, you push it. This is better, you push it. But there has to be a voice here which has to keep shouting there. Please go to Coimbatore. Coimbatore, we have everything. Somebody has to sell Coimbatore, advertise Coimbatore there.
So that you think
that should be my main role, madam. Because I am not going to create anything here. Everything is here. And there are thousands of people far better than me in knowledge, competence and capability. And
so what will be your 3 major areas of priorities?
Ma'am, rebuild urban infra. Because the urban infra is creaking. You have to rebuild it.
Okay.
And it has to be to a 21st century standard. The second, make sure Coimbatore generates internal employment, not necessarily a company, established company will have employment, somebody will retire, new guy will come. I am not saying that as employment, madam. Bring global capacity centers here, which will keep generating employment so that the manpower is directly connected. The third one, I am giving a lot of focus on environment, madam, because you are living in a very sensitive zone. Lakes, rivers polluted, lakes doesn't have water, water table going down. So three things: rebuild urban infra. Urban infra means from airports to railway stations to roads to bridges and everything. The second, create tangible employment numbers. New companies coming in, new companies attracting. Startups will come in, new generation companies will come in. The third, give a lot of importance to green, urban infra with a lot of greening thing.
Okay, let me start off with your second point. The industries in Coimbatore, I think they are facing one of the worst phases in the last 20 years or so, right? And your government had been in the center for 10 years. What do you think you can do to revive the traditional industries of Coimbatore?
Madam, as I said, that is why I specifically used a word called foundry, mother of all industry. Now for foundries to survive, I go to the next level. Now, okay, madam, now foundry, 50% of laborers, especially in the melting, pouring, sandblasting, the traditional ones where you actually do the boundary, not in the quality control, not in the testing phase.
Right.
50 to 60% are North Indian laborers.
Yes.
Once they leave, the industry is dead. In 5 years, when UP picks up in manufacturing, they will leave. Robotics have to come in. So the problems are plenty, and you have to bring vision to the table. How do you do it? At least for foundry, that is one. Automobile ancillary, Ford is closed in Chennai, Annamalai Nagar. You will have a direct impact here because thousands of people supply there. And you have to again rethink the whole thing into making it a proper cluster and do it. Defence corridor, again and again I am emphasizing on defence corridor because, madam, that is going to change the face of Coimbatore. You have defence innovation hub, which Kodisia partnered and did it.
Yeah.
And you got to bring big companies, the offset classes, the companies that comes in, that is going to Aurangabad, that is going to Pune, that is going to Bangalore outskirts, that is going to different parts, you got to bring it here. The moment you bring big defence companies, all the industries get connected. The foundries get connected. The mother industries get connected. Of course, the software services have to kick in because manufacturing is one, but a city cannot be dependent on manufacturing for a long time. Manufacturing has to be the growth engine because it generates real employment. You got to bring global capability centers focused on the software and services part, and whereby, madam, you have a knowledge base. You have lakhs of Coimbatorians just in Bangalore. And why people are demanding, oh, we want overnight trains from Coimbatore to Bangalore? It's a long-standing demand, correct, madam?
Yes.
And they want a second Vande Bharat also.
Yeah.
Why? Because our people are there and they have to come back here. So this, I would say, it has to be a cross-ministerial thinking. Just to solve the yarn problem, which has become more international now.
Yes.
Industry ministers, finance minister, textile minister, everything is becoming cross-ministerial. Nothing can be solved with a single thing. So what I bring to the table is the ability to deliver by talking and bringing this cross-ministerial coordination. Second, a vision for Coimbatore. This is the problem. I am not giving just a comment in my mouth saying that I am going to solve this. But this requires a very deeper analysis because Coimbatore is more connected to the world. Something happens in Europe, a stagnation is directly affecting us. We have to solve it. Can we go to the next level? Foundry is a classic issue. Problem is not in your hand and my hand. The moment UP kicks in urban manufacturing, these people will go. Foundry will have a new set of problem. Again, if you go to Somanur and Paladam and those kind of areas,
looms.
A combination of electricity hike, a combination of labor shortage, combination of yarn price rise, a combination of not having a proper export market, a combination of job order. Right. Again, it requires a different sets of analysis. So what we bring to the table is a very deep connected vision. This is the problem. Let us solve one by one.
Okay.
One by one, let us solve.
Sir, you have said that you are confident of getting more than 60% or 60% vote share. What gives you that confidence? Because this is a three-pronged contest.
Yeah, madam. I understand. I am fully aware it's a three-pronged contest, madam. I am not denying it. And with the due respect to all the political parties here, madam, now we have to understand this election is unlike any previous election. And if it's a state election, I would be talking to you very differently. National election. And people of Coimbatore know Modi ji is going to come back. And people of Coimbatore believe, instead of giving to anybody else who might not even have a representation, because 10 years they have tried that model. 2014 you have a party here, 2019 they gave it to some political party. And 2024, they don't want to try that model because that model is tried and tested. And they know what people spoke in Parliament, what questions they raised. In the open society, everybody knows everything. So I am saying, people of Coimbatore, this time they're thinking very differently. Let us solve our problem. I am going to vote beyond party lines. So across Tamil Nadu, I am saying, madam, this time the vote that NDA is going to get, Modi ji is going to get, is going to be beyond party lines. Beyond party lines. If you ask me the next question, is it going to be the real strength of BJP? Of course, BJP has got a strength, but this time the vote is going to be beyond party lines because people want their problems to get solved. That is the number one thing.
For a common man, I'm saying, like, for a common man, problems like, fuel price hike, these are major issues for them. The cost of living has gone up. So how do you think you can address that?
Correct, madam, which we are addressing every day. A common man also understands Modi ji has reduced the fuel hike 3 times. 10 rupees, 7 rupees one time in Deepavali, every possible opportunity reducing. The oil marketing companies are not allowed to make a profit and every margins are tightly controlled. If you look at neighboring countries' fuel price rise, everybody in the social media, they know what is there in Pakistan, what is there in Bangladesh, the hike in the last 10 years, multiple hikes, countries collapsing just because of fuel price rise. India, it is almost insulated now, but they also know this is a commodity which India doesn't manufacture, we don't own, it is coming from outside. So much disruption in the geopolitical scene. A common man is conscious of the fact, Modi ji, we know that you are taking extra effort to shield us from the price rise, you are reducing it, you are doing everything possible within limit. We are not making the oil marketing companies to just like that make profits, madam. We know their refining margins are controlled because that is the best the government can do under the circumstances. When the European Union says don't buy oil from Russia, we are buying oil from Russia. We are doing everything possible. We are scouting for new locations. We are Hardeep Singh Puri in multiple interviews. Tomorrow I think he is in town. Maybe you can have a chat with him also. But he is scouting multiple locations just to find the cheap oil. We are going against the global norms just to say that country's interests take paramount over your diplomacy. Now people are aware. That to a city like Coimbatore is extremely aware. Now they are also aware that our beneficiary schemes, we have touched a lot of people. Coimbatore, we have touched everybody. Everybody in one Mudra, 2 lakh crore. Tamil Nadu. Coimbatore is number 1 city in Mudra things. The emergency credit loan guarantee. Coimbatore is again number 1 during the corona time. So the industries know, the people know. So such a severe, madam, you understand, madam, in a corona like situation, if one city has to collapse, it is Coimbatore. Because you are so industrial driven. When the shutdown happened, the GDP dropped down by 23% quota. And this city has to collapse, but still we saved it. Every single company when we meet during the canvassing, they are a beneficiary of the emergency credit line guarantee, that point of time what had happened. So we have to understand a complex world where we are doing everything possible to shield people from there. Right now they know our conscience is intact and they believe we have a vision. Of course there is a problem. In every city in the world there is a problem. And no city in the world can say I am safe from problem. But the key question is who will keep addressing that problem? Are we in a better position to address that problem than the other party? That is the question for us. I am not saying everything is rosy, everything is great. It cannot be great, madam, because you are a growing country now. You are connected to the world. And Europe sneezes, you will catch cold. Problem in China, we will have a problem. So people are aware, madam. It is not the 1960s or 70s India where we were alone. Our problem is only our problem. Now, global problem is also our problem. The world's problem is our problem.
Sir, to take off from the previous answer that you gave, last 20 years, every election, parliamentary election, a BJP candidate has contested in Coimbatore and they have not won. Okay? So why do you think now a voter should make a BJP candidate win?
Madam, the voters, I am taking from the previous question that you asked me, since you are taking from the previous answer. You said that last 20 years we have problems. So since last 20 years no BJP candidate was here, was winning. So it was not adequately represented. So people have given opportunity to different political parties. They have seen their performance in parliament. From 2014 they have seen this guy, 2019 they have seen that guy. So right now, that is why I mentioned in my answer very clearly, people are going to vote beyond party lines. People of Coimbatore, what is their primary interest, ma'am? Let me solve my problem. Let me solve water problem. Let me solve Noyal problem. Let me solve my lake problem. Let me solve the urban expansion problem. Let me solve the airport problem. So the people of Coimbatore this time are very clear. Who will solve that problem? Can I get some other MP who will again go to the parliament and 5 years, speak something ideology and come back? Or can I have a problem solver here? So I am saying I am a problem solver. All my life I am a problem solver.
So that way you will be different from the other two candidates?
Madam, I am different from the other two candidates
They are
in
also
multiple.
promising development.
I am different from the other candidates in multiple ways. One, this point of time, you have to understand, madam, who has got a very serious chance of coming back to parliament, coming back to power. Number one, the voter has to make his mind. Modi ji is going to come back. This is margin with an increased margin. Number two, among everybody who is going to come back, is it better if the ruling party's representative is winning here, who can solve issues with a phone call, meeting, cajoling, fighting, argumentation, and because democracy you have to use multiple means at multiple levels. Because the voter is so smart, they will think this also. Number three, who has got a track record of solving problems? The voter has to see everything. Who has got a track record? One at the individual level also, one at the party level, one at the organization level. So all those three things, that is why with all humility and trusting the people of Coimbatore for the way they think, with all humility I believe we will have a historic mandate this time.
One last question, sir. It's said that Mr. Annamalai has caught the imagination of the youngsters. So how do you think you can meet their aspirations?
Tough question, madam, because the aspirations of youngsters are so high and they want immediate solutions, and they are not willing to wait, which is a good thing. I am not saying it's a bad thing at all. And why should they wait? We waited for 40 years for something. I remember the first gas connection, I remember we waited at least 9 years. Telephone exchange, my father gave it in writing 11 years back. We got a telephone connection. And that day was a non-veg day in my home because we got a telephone connection. Because I waited. Why should this generation wait? So I am saying, madam, it's a tall order. You got to be really connected to them, because they the hope also gets built faster. The hope also goes faster. The only thing I can be myself. I can be true to their aspirations. Keep representing with their interest at heart, and be open to them, and just keep sharing a very shared vision with them over the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and keep growing with them. That is the only thing I can promise, madam, which I should deliver.
Okay. Fine, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.